This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I'd like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipati, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajini. Good evening, everyone. I am Lakshmipati. I'll be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Dr. Shruthi Belliappa, a postdoctoral RA at the International Crop Research Institute for Semi-arid Tropics, Hyderabad, Telagana. Dr. Shruthi Belliappa will be speaking on the topic Climate Resilient Pigeon Pea Cultivation. I now request the speaker to begin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lakshmipati, and thank you, Rajni, for coordinating this one. Am I audible? My voice is clear, right?
You are very clear. You are very clear. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Shruthi Belliappa. I'm postdoctoral researcher with pigeon pea breeding ICRISAT. For those of you who have hearing ICRISAT for the first time, ICRISAT is International Crop Research Institute for Semi-arid Tropics. We mainly work on dryland crops. We have 7 mandate crops: pigeon pea, chickpea, sorghum, pearl millet, finger millet, and groundnut. And coming back to today's presentation, I'm presenting on climate resilient nutri-rich pigeon pea for food and nutritional security. Today we'll be dealing with following topics. We'll see how the world population trajectory is moving. With the moving population, how we have to fasten the breeding, and how pigeon pea as a crop plays an important role in food and nutritional security, and how pigeon pea breeding has been a foundation for the global pigeon pea research. Friends, we all know that by 2050, the world population will be 9.7 billion, and India is going to evidence a population of 1.64 billion. With the increasing graph, it's very evident that we have to increase our food production. This is the basic understanding. But when you think of food production, we have a reality check. The food production by 2050 comes with its own set of challenges. The first and foremost challenge, what we are going to face, or precisely are facing, is decrease in cultivable land. There is a drastic reduction in arable land or cultivable land due to urban sprawl, which is nothing but the city expansion and developmental works. For example, the highway project, which is consuming the productive agricultural land. This is the first and foremost thing which we have to think on. The second thing, the reduction in agriculture workforce. The 58.1% of workforce, which was seen in 2001, is going to be dropped to 25.7%. This is a challenge which we have to tackle. As of now, we are aware that youth are running away from agriculture, and we have to put all the efforts to make agriculture lucrative and get them back to agriculture and increase the working force. The third one, very evident, increase in food production. By 2050, we need to increase food production by 333 million tons of food. And in pulse alone, the current 25 million tons should be double. That means we have to produce 50 million tons of pulses. With the above challenges, how are we going to produce is a question mark. And the climate change comes with its own set of challenges. The current varieties are becoming susceptible for the diseases and pests, and there are more diseases and pests which are coming. So when we talk about food production 2050, these are the things which we have to keep in mind and work consciously. So the question is, how are we going to increase? So from the green revolution, we know that high yielding varieties are they were the trendsetter which took 360-degree turn in Indian agriculture. With the scenario, you can see that rice and wheat had the drastic improvement with the green revolution, and then coarse millets and pulses were not. Who knows, this 2050 challenge might be a 360-degree turnover for the pulses. So I can tell that breeding is one of the way to improve, to have a secured food production for 2050. So I can vouch that breeding for feeding will be the vision 2050. So coming back to pigeon pea, why we have to concentrate more on pigeon pea? Because dal chawal is a every household meal. ये अब नहीं पता चलेगा when the prices increases for the pigeon pea, then we realize why we have to research on the pulse so that we can have massive production and have the price on check. So friends, pigeon pea is an excellent food. No doubt it's an excellent food, highly proteinaceous food. Apart from food, the entire plant is very useful. It is one of the good soil conservative. It has a deep root system which holds the soil and which prevents erosion. Apart from that, when the plant is dried, the entire plant can be used as fuel wood, or it can be used for the thatching or the rooftops. And the foliage can be used as a fodder, and the pod husk, after the shelling of the pod, it can be used as a feed. Apart from that, it adds 40 kg nitrogen to the soil and also releases phosphorus, which constitutes the nutrient in the soil, which is usually deprived by cereal crops. Cereal followed by pulse is an add-on advantage, and pigeon pea is an example set here. So what is the nutritional profile? Why we need to consume pigeon pea? Whatever this dal we use, a spoon of dal in a sambar will not give us needed nutrients. So we need to have good amount of dal chawal so that our body ingrains or imbibes the nutrients. For example, I have put the carbohydrate. It's a good carbohydrate, 62.78 grams. Means carbohydrate, this is slowly digestible carbohydrates, not like rice where it is easily digestible and the glycemic index goes high. In fact, I can say that this has a glycemic index of 22, where the lowest glycemic index rice is also 50 according to the index. And the other thing, it is highly proteinaceous. The protein ranges from 21.7 to 33% at present. Interesting thing to be noted is the methionine content is very low in pulses and the lysine content is very high. Whereas in cereals, especially the wheat or rice, the lysine content is low and the methionine content is high, which absolutely makes a wonderful combination for a dal chawal to be put up as a healthy combo food. Apart from that, we have a good amount of vitamins and foliate. It's very surprising that we have a very rich foliate crop and still we rely on foliate for supplements, especially for women from the pregnancy, childbearing, the cognitive development of the child, and even during the menstrual cycles. Foliate plays an important role for women especially. So though we have dietary food, we keep though we might be unaware of the nutritional value, or we don't want to take it as a nutrient. That might be the possibility. We don't have the clarity on this. And surprisingly, the calcium is 130 mg, which is more than that of milk, which is 125 mg. So friends, keep having more dal and keep yourself healthy with the dietary food rather than depending on the supplements. Coming to the current scenario, why we are focusing on pigeon pea. Pigeon pea, you can see the world, Asia and India production, and India is one of the major producer of pigeon pea, producer as well as consumer of pigeon pea. Of late, what we see, though there is a gradual increase in area and productivity, the production is stagnant. So we need to have more research which can break the ceiling of yield plateau. That's why pigeon pea breeding plays an important role. Pigeon pea breeding established in 1972. We have a key, it's a World Center for Improvement on Pigeon Pea, and we had a breakthrough through the development of world's first CMS-based hybrid in legumes. And we have a vision of catering to the farmers' needs based on their research and robust networking for sustainable pigeon pea production globally. So what we do, we create variation and we develop improved varieties and hybrids. So coming to the overview of pigeon pea, our aim is crop improvement. Here we focus on two types, that is varietal development and hybrid development. In varietal development, we focus on all the duration, except for the late duration, we concentrate all the duration. Medium, mid-early varieties which matures within like 150 to 165 days, medium with 160 to 185 days. Then we have extra early 121 to 150 days. Then we have super early varieties which are which will be maturing by 100 days. Then coming to hybrid development, we have a separate niche where we focus mainly on medium duration hybrids and short duration hybrids. So what are we really focusing here? The first and foremost thing is high yield. Yield is the utmost criteria wherever we breed. Then comes the resistant. We have two major diseases in pigeon pea. One is Fusarium wilt and sterility mosaic disease. So we breed for the resistance for these two diseases. The second thing is photo insensitivity. Why we have to focus on photo insensitivity? Pigeon pea, it's genetically it's a photosensitive crop. So we can take up this crop in certain range of photo period. So beyond that, we are not able to take up the crop. So breaking this barrier was very important, and we do have a material now with photo insensitivity. The next trait is earliness. Because of frequent terminal droughts, the focus, market focus has been shifting towards the earliness, or I can put up as a short duration types. So earliness is the need of the hour. With the earliness, we need to improve the seed size, then waterlogging tolerance, drought tolerance, and high protein content. With the protein market emerging, we are now focusing on high protein too. Coming to the research, the major pigeon pea, this is the agroclimatic zone, and it's very evident that the major pigeon pea growing is the medium duration pigeon pea, which covers the central and southern zones. Then the short early and early types are grown in the northern parts, northern and northeastern, northwestern plain zone, where they want to fix the pulse with the cereal. They wanted to fit in the pulse crop, which can be taken with the wheat or like before wheat. So ICRISAT focuses on 4 product profile, where the first product profile, we focus on development of medium duration and mid-early climate resilient varieties with resistance to pest and diseases. Then comes the short duration climate resilient varieties with resistant to diseases and pests. Then comes super early pigeon pea, which is a novel material, and we are trying to find a niche for this material. And then we have the wonder hybrids with a resistance to diseases and pests. So whenever we are talking about medium and mid-early material, our main research focus will be on high yield. Then plant type, what kind of plant, whether it is the humongous one or the stubby one, which is easily handleable, you want to take up, or the protein content, or the vegetable types, or multiple resistance in the sense for diseases and pod borer complex. That is the focus area. Whereas in super early, these are like stabilized, determinate, and non-determinate plant types. When I speak about determinate plant types, these type of plant types, once they come to reproduction stage, they cease the flowering. They cease the growth. They seize the growth, and whereas non-determinate plant type, though they reaches the reproduction stage, they still continue to bloom. So we do have two types of plant type, and here we focus mainly on the agronomy, the rice fallows, where how we can put this material in rice fallows, which can grow on the residual moisture, and we are trying to improve the seed size in the material, resistance to diseases. And then we have Cleistogamous flower type. This is basically the completely wrapped flower type, which is very important when we are like focusing on varietal purity. So here we are trying on elateness or the seed size and plant type. So friends, you might be wondering, like, I'm blabbering about the so many traits, where are we gonna get the variation? So we are blessed at ICRISAT. We have a gene bank which accommodates accession of 13,783 accessions, and which includes it's collected from 74 countries, and it is we have cultivated lines of 13,221. We have advanced cultivar 68. Then we have breeding material. Then we have enormous land races, 8,318 accessions, and we have wild relatives, 562 wild relatives we have. So why is this gene bank and germplasm important? This hosts enormous number of novel genes. Though getting into the breeding is very difficult, we have novel genes. That is where we can have a continued fraction of variation and development of n number of lines within a years. That's where gene bank contributes to the variation or development of new material. Coming to the future technologies, what we are aiming, we have hybrid technology. ICRISAT is one of the institute bringing the hybrid technology in legumes for the first time in the world. You can see the difference, the plant which is sown at 60 days, the varietal vigor and hybrid vigor. The vigor is a key component in pigeon pea, which enhances the yield. So it is very important to have an initial vigor or the plant vigor. It plays a very important role in meeting pulses production and increasing the farmer's income. We do have multiple CMS sources, and we have designated B and R lines. There's a maintainer and restorer lines, which is very much necessary to having a commercial seed production unit. When we speak about commercial seed production, the stability of the CMS line is very important here, and we focus to have the more stable lines. And we have markers which detect the which is used for F1 verification, AR restoration factors, which we deploy in our breeding program to have the quality of breeding. Apart from that, we are like very much specific with the isolations, the locations, how we have to take a seed production research. We have standardized the seed production for pigeon pea, and this is playing a very important role in like giving a high yielding. For this to work and come to a market and being the reality, we need to have a very strong seed system partners, and public and private partnership might play a very important role in taking these hybrids to the doorsteps of farmers. Here you can see the vigor of hybrid. This is ICPH 2740, one of the wonderful hybrid we have, which can produce an average 2.5 tons per hectare, and with the utmost care and the transplanting and every improved practices, it can even yield up to 5 tons. The coming to next technology, what we have, this is super early pigeon pea technology. Friends, you might be wondering, how can a pigeon pea plant can be so dwarf? This is the main concept. We wanted a very short and a plant type which can be easily handled. But you might be wondering, if the plant height is reduced, how are we gonna get the yield? The secret is the per area. We just get into close planting so that we accumulate more number of plants, and the yield is enhanced. Simply put up as a high density planting system. This can be taken as a solo cropping, and this can be we are trying to push this one in a rice fallow. We are trying and testing here how it performs in rice fallows, or we can take up in rabi as a pigeon pea crop. This material is photosensitive. Wherever, whichever season you take up this crop, it will come to flowering within 45, with the window of 45 to 60 days, both the determinate type and non-determinate type. This is a novel material which is very much suitable for mechanical harvesting. So we are still working on pest issues, how to develop tolerance for this pest incidents, and we are working on seed size to have a market acceptable seed size, and we do have improved material which has the market acceptable seed size in pigeon pea. So what is the impact of ICRISAT? ICRISAT is, we've been partnering with so many national and international partners. We have catered in 19 countries and so far released 120 varieties and 54 in India itself. Among that, 51 varieties and 3 hybrids in India. We are the first pioneers to give 3-line hybrid technology and to have a hybrid pigeon pea research consortium where we have private partners who are like constantly involved with us for the outreach or for the development of the quality of breeding. We'll be developing the lines and the partners will be the ones who will be taking it further, improving and taking to the doorsteps of the farmers. These are the lines we have 8863, the Maruti and Asha. The Asha is the national check, the wonderful crop which is ruling in Indian markets. Then we have Abhaya, ICPL 332. Then we have Durga, that is dwarf type, which is preferred in some niche. Then we have ICPL 88039, it is the at present available short duration, which is used as a national check in most of the trials and specially bred for the North Indian location. Then we have Kamika, this is multi-cut vegetable type pigeon pea. We have hybrids ICPH 2740, which is resistant to fusarium wilt and sterility mosaic. It yields about like 2.7 tons per hectare. Then we have ICPH 3762 released in state of Odisha and 2740 released in state of Telangana. We have an a line ICPL 15010, which is in the release pipeline. We have super early types 2338 ICPL 2338, ICRISAT pigeon pea line 2338, which is photoinsensitive dwarf, the determinate plant type. And we have 11255. Then 2325, which will mature within 100 days with the yield of 900 kg per hectare to 1 ton. So this is the impact which we are having on farmers' field and still developing in research. Coming to the collaboration and scope, how we can like collaborate. For the industry, we have like 4 distinct industries which have ample opportunity to work with pigeon pea, with ICRISAT as well. We have seed industry, that is a very big industry. Since the focus is more on short duration, ICRISAT, we have developed short duration pigeon pea hybrids. Some are in testing pipeline in national testing framework. Then we have machine harvestable pigeon pea, high density planting pigeon pea, tabletop pigeon pea, and vegetable pigeon pea, which can grow, which can be one of the wonder product for the seed industry. Pigeon pea is very region specific. Every region comes with its own demand. So we need to find a niche and like see which niche can go with which product. Coming to milling industry, they need the dal recovery, which we usually say 80 and above. So we are like trying to get a system where we are checking for the dal recovery and checking which variety, which of our lines have high dal recovery. So it is an initial stage. Probably in 2 years, we'll have very good system where we can come up with testing. Then we have food industry. Food industry, the protein market popping up and are like emerging. Well, pigeon pea has a protein content of 21 to 33%. So where we can diversify the protein isolates, and then we can have how protein can be a product in industry, especially in food industries. We have pigeon pea trying to focus on developing high zinc and iron pigeon pea. And of course, I spoke about folate rich and low glycemic index pigeon pea, which can be like you can call as diabetic friendly pigeon pea. So these are the research focus where industry, food industry can play and partner with us. Then comes the fodder, which is very important at this moment, because getting the fodder or the feed to the cattle has become a Herculean task, and pigeon pea has a humongous foliage. So we have some varieties which can be grown as for foliage multi-cut pigeon pea, which can be stall fed or left like cattle can be left for grazing. And then the pod husks after the shelling can be used as a feed, which can improve the milk quality, is also available with us. Coming to the students, how students and farmers can partner, or how we can have a collaboration. Coming to students, grad students and undergrad students, they can come and visit us, see like how the research is evolving. This can be one of the way like how we can like attract students and inspire them to take up roles in research. Research is very much important, since we are agri-based country, and investing in youth, our young generation in research is very much important. Then others who wanted to pursue their master and postdoctoral research or doctoral research, they can work with us for we have scope in research to get your masters and postdoctoral thesis project done with us. The ones who are not able to join us for doctoral and postdoctoral, we can share the material with you. You can do the research, you can carry out, publish or complete your masters in your own universities. Only thing we expect is we need the acknowledgement. That's it. We don't need anything, only the acknowledgement for the material we are sharing. Coming to the farmers, we have new novel technologies with us, which we need to get it on their field. Seeing is believing, what I personally believe. Rather than going and convincing them to take up, we get to certain bunch of farmers and give them the material, ask them to test, and we will come monitor personally, and we can see how this works for that niche. If this works, farmers can be one of the partners for the testing or trials. Then getting the new capacity building and creating the awareness of the newer technology and taking the technology from the lab to land is a current focus. And this way farmers can also be collaborate with us. With this information, I can tell that with the changing times, agriculture too must evolve. Adopting newer technology is the key to the future food and nutritional security, and solid research and development is necessity of now. Breeding together and feeding the future is the vision 2020. So let's collaborate, let's think, and let's act quickly so that we can have a secured food and nutritional security for 2050. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shruthi Belliappa, for an excellent presentation. I now request the participants to ask their questions. We will also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window. Okay, Dr. Shruthi, can you please stop sharing the screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, participants, your turn now to ask questions. Please indicate your willingness by putting on your mic. Mr. Sudhiranjan Mandal, you want to ask anything? What about Mr. Joseph Brito? Yes, Mr. Sudhiranjan Mandal, your mic is now on.
Good evening, Dr. Shruthi. It was a wonderful presentation. Understood that, are you an agronomist?
No, I am a plant breeder.
Plant breeder, okay. Now, what I want to know was all these varieties which you have told, it is actually come to land, or you are still just cultivating there in ICRISAT?
No, these are all on land. These are the released varieties and hybrids, except for the
Where
super.
are they available?
Like our hybrids 2740 is released in Telangana, and one hybrid is released in Odisha. Asha is it's a national wide, like we have it like throughout India. Asha Maruti. Then we have Abhaya, that ICPL 332, which is released basically for the Andhra. So it is region specific. ICPL 88039 is released for Himachal. So in North Indian conditions. So it's very regional specific, and for particular niche, we have released that.
No, if you want to say buy a particular varieties, let us say Asha, it is a national product, where it will be available? We have to go to
It's
ICRISAT to buy it?
So we at ICRISAT currently we are giving Asha, and we have RSKs which have National Seed Corporation, which through the Department of Agriculture distributing the seed to farmers. So you can get from Department of Agriculture, the National Seed Corporation, everywhere. It's available. Nationwide.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Sudhir Ranjan.
Yeah. Next question from Mr. Brito.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. Thank you, Dr.
Welcome.
Shruti, for a very professional presentation. We got to know a lot of this important crop, which is now gaining prominence, especially post-pandemic. See, from wherever I've seen this crop grow, if the correct micronutrients are added, it contributes a lot to the extra yield, especially uh, iron and boron. And if you must have already made a lot of research on this. And if you have not, you can probably try. Uh, there are so many micronutrients available in the market ready, and it can enhance the yield by at least 40 to 50% very easily. That is one aspect. The second is also value addition. A couple of decades back, ragi, jack, and other crops were not at all popular. But uh, post 2000 and 2005 period, when Dr. P.G. Chengappa was Vice Chancellor, he made a lot of research, especially value addition for ragi and jackfruit. And both these have gained a lot of prominence now in Bangalore area and in Karnataka. Similarly, for pigeon pea, which is going to be the future crop, value addition from your institute along with all the food agencies will be a very, very important thing, I feel. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Joseph. I just love the way you told pigeon pea is a future crop. Absolutely. I do believe that it's a future crop. And yes, regarding micronutrients, yes, pigeon pea, traditionally, it has been said that it's a rain-fed drought crop. So it has been always assumed that no need of adding fertilizers and micronutrients. But, however, adding the nutrients will have humongous growth. So wherever we have the humongous vigor, we have the humongous yield. So I take your point, and yes, we are doing research for the micronutrient and all nutrients, how we have to be added. But taking to the farmers, yes, it might take time, but not that we are not researching. Yes, we are researching on that. And the second point, value addition, I totally agree with you, Joseph. Value addition is very important. How we can diversify the product is important, and take to the market. Since instead of getting only the seed to the market, if we could add and make some sort of like value addition. We've been trying with some sort of like cookies, how we can add in the ratio and get pigeon pea as a cookies. Sometimes we wanted to add, make it a canned vegetable pigeon pea, especially can go as a canned pigeon pea, which is like internationally acceptable one. So we are trying on it, and that is a very good point, Joseph. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you and all the best. And especially micronutrients, we have also when I was with the fertilizer firms and micronutrient firms, we have conducted a lot of research, and we've really found that the yield with especially micronutrients of containing 14, 15 elements, enhance the yield by at least 60%. Yes, and
Thank you,
nutritious
Joseph.
crops.
It was
Yeah,
impressive research, and yes, we would take the insights from your findings. Thank you.
yeah, material like this Magic Grow and Mr. X. So many are there in the market. Yeah,
Okay.
all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
Next question from other participants. Any more questions, participants? Mr. Mohan, Ms. Girija, Mr. Prakash. Any questions, please? Okay, it seems it's time to close now. We have now completed the round of questions. I'd like to thank the speaker, Dr. Shruthi Belliappa, on behalf of Agriculture Information for taking a time to speak with us. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Ms. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. I'd like to thank the speaker, Dr. Shruthi Belliappa, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you so much, Rajini. I love the platform which have been put up, meeting new people and gathering new ideas. You guys are doing wonderful job. Keep it up. Yes, it was a very pleasure to talk on this platform, and thank you so much all the people who have joined this meeting and sharing the knowledge. Thank you so much.
You're most
Agriculture
welcome, Dr.
Information
Shruthi, and thank you.
to acknowledge your appreciation. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshman.
Welcome.